What a weekend to celebrate Nigerian players abroad, from England to Spain to Turkey, Turkish League, and of course in Europe generally. And how about Manchester United? They are now enjoying Carrick football. They went to Emirates and defeated Arsenal 3-2. It's been long that Arsenal Football Club conceded 3 goals in a single match. And of course, Liverpool was continued as they lost to Bournemouth over the weekend. If you are joining us for the first time, please do well to follow us across all our social media platforms at Enterprise TV 7. My name is John Olasukomi. Join me and let's ride together. And of course, joining me virtually today is Dami Wealth. Dami Wealth, welcome to Sport Talk.
Yeah!
United fan, come on.
Olasukomi, let me ask you a question.
Okay, go ahead.
One answer. I want just one answer from you.
Okay.
Are you now a Manchester United supporter or not?
At all. I've been a Juventus fan since ages, so I will continue supporting Juventus.
So you are a fair weather fan?
Not at all.
Remember what you told me the last time?
Okay.
You said you were only supporting United because of Cristiano Ronaldo.
Yes, of course.
And now that Ronaldo is no longer there, you are now a supporter of Juventus.
No, I still support them. I'm not a fan of Manchester United, but I still support them. Just because Ronaldo once played for Manchester United.
I love your analogy. Like, you know how to maneuver this thing.
Come on, don't put me on the spot, Dami.
Anyways, glory, Man United.
Go, Man U.
Glory, Man United. Glory, Man United.
Just 2 games, so Dami, it is what it is. All right. Well, you know how we do it on Sports Talk. We always start with local football. We'll be starting with Nigerian players abroad. Victor James Osimhen made an immediate impact on his return from the 2025 African Cup of Nations, scoring in Galatasaray's 3-1 win, away win over Karagümrük in the Turkish Super League. Not just all about Victor James Osimhen. Paul Onachu was also on target. Arnold was on target. Samuel Chukweze was on target. Awoniyi ends his 348-day goal drought. Nigerian players are turning up Europe. And of course, I must say, AFCON really tell on these Nigerian players. Dami Wealth, what are your take on Nigerian players doing wonderfully well abroad?
Well, this is not the first time that Nigerian players would be doing so well. I don't want to overbeat, their performances, but we all know the qualities that these guys have. Talking about Victor Osimhen, I was not expecting him to score more than a goal, but a very wonderful one for him, scoring goals. And I think he has about 50 goals.
50 goals
right
already,
now.
6 assists in 59 appearances. That's massive.
Yeah, so that's a massive record for Victor Osimhen, and no doubt about it. He deserves to be playing for the top leagues. The English Premier League in Spain, in Germany, Bundesliga, in Serie A. He deserves to be playing in the top leagues, but I know his time will come, definitely, So definitely nice one for him. And for Akol Adams, scoring a penalty, a goal is a goal, wonderful one for him. It shows his level of confidence. And it also begs the question of why wasn't he among the penalty takers against Morocco when we needed it the most? Or why wasn't even among the penalty takers against DR Congo, at the World Cup qualifiers? Because it seems we have some decent penalty takers. Victor Osimhen is one, Ademola Lookman is one, Akol Adams is one.
Victor James Osimhen, Ademola Lookman. Are they good penalty takers? I don't think so.
See,
I disagree with you. I don't think so.
Okay, now see, they might not be like your top penalty takers.
Okay.
Like, you can compare them to the likes of Balotelli or Bruno Fernandes or even Cristiano Ronaldo when it comes to taking penalties. But they are very good in their own right.
Okay.
Ademola Lookman used to be sidelined for. Don't forget that Ademola Lookman had been a penalty taker even from his days at Fulham. You know, when he was playing in England then for Fulham, for Leicester City, he was the penalty taker. You know, just that Ademola Lookman have had a tough career. You know, I remember the penalty he took then. I think he was trying to take a Panenka against, was it against Manchester City or so? And that actually cost him. You know, people really castigated him. I think it even made his club then, I think, fight for relegation or something. You know, so since then he wasn't taking penalties until Atalanta, when against his coach then, Gasperini. You know, he wanted to take a penalty, and Gasperini called him the worst penalty taker. I think he missed a penalty or something.
Yes, of course.
You know, and Gasperini called him names. You know, I mean, those are water under the bridge right now. But let's not forget that Ademola Lookman is actually very good in taking penalties. You could see the last one he took for Nigeria against Egypt. I mean, that shows his level of confidence. That was a good penalty. He didn't even, you know, that penalty against Egypt, he just took like 2 steps backward. All the shoutings, the booings, the goalkeeper, that was the last penalty. Another player would have been fidgeting, but Ademola Lookman wasn't fidgeting at all. He took those 2 steps backward and he played a penalty that even the goalkeeper, even if he flew like a bird, wouldn't have caught that. You understand? So that shows his level of confidence in penalty. It just needs to be, you know, encouraged. Just like Alex Iwobi as well. Alex Iwobi is if you're a player, a midfielder that you know how to throw passes, you are good in set pieces, so why can't you take penalties then? You know, what the likes of Alex Iwobi is afraid of is the backlash. You know, he doesn't want any problem. He looks like he's an easygoing, you know, person. Yeah, you hardly hear Alex Iwobi make any trouble, or maybe drinking and driving or fighting, or he doesn't do any of that. So he doesn't want any trouble. That doesn't mean he's not a good penalty taker. And for Victor Osimhen is a fantastic goal scorer. Tell me which angle that Victor Osimhen hasn't scored from. And he has been taking penalties even from Napoli.
From Napoli days.
Even though he wasn't their number 1 penalty taker, but he has been taking penalties then. Even at Galatasaray last season, he was one taking penalties then, you know, there. Unless sometimes he perhaps gives it to Mauro Icardi to take the penalty if Mauro Icardi is on the pitch. But Victor Osimhen is a very, very good penalty taker. So I think I'm right in a way when I say that we have penalty takers in the Super Eagles. And look at Akpo Adams as well. You know, but back to the main topic, you know, the question you asked me about Nigerian players. Samuel Chukweze as well did very well for Fulham. You know, getting the it just shows that we've got good players, we've got good attackers. You know, and the sky is only their limits. I just hope that they can be more consistent, you know, and you know, become world class at the end of the day. Because currently, as it stands, the closest to world class that we have is Victor Osimhen. Even some might tell you he's world class. To me, Victor Osimhen is world class, but you know, sometimes maybe he hasn't shown that consistency that we really need. You know, apart from the from his club side in Galatasaray, you know, I need him to be scoring fine in all cylinders. And I mean, he might not score every time, but you know, he has that talent. You know, he has it. You know, he does it every time. So for me, Victor Osimhen is the only world-class player that we have. Other players are struggling to be there, and I hope the Nigerian players can get to that level.
All right, and also let's just also congratulate what is his name? Talking about Taiwo Awoniyi. Of course, the last time he scored was 2025, you know, and he's good to be back, you know.
I mean, what a fantastic goal from Taiwo Awoniyi as well. I mean, a solo goal from him. If there's any player that has been through hell, I'm talking about the deepest part of hell, it is Taiwo Awoniyi. Taiwo Awoniyi has been close to dying on the pitch more than twice. You remember in Union Berlin, I think the last season before he left, he had a concussion, you know, to his head, and he was convulsing. I mean, luckily for him, the players and the referees were there to actually save him because he could have died. And then at Nottingham Forest, you remember? Too. Yeah, at Nottingham Forest, I think was it 2 seasons ago where he actually hit his head on. So I mean, he has faced death. He even went on coma, you know, so many times. But I'm happy that he's a believer in God. You look at the celebration yesterday or this weekend. He took out his boots with the sign of the cross in it. He's a very strong believer. He's a man of faith. Some people hasn't even faced half of what he faced and retired from football, or even become a shadow of themselves. But Taiwo Awoniyi is still fighting, and I hope and I pray that God continues to guide him and let him maximize that or utilize that talent that he has, because he's a very fantastic player.
All right, thank you for that one, Dami Welch. Away from Super Eagles players, let's move straight to Europe. Manchester United threw the Premier League title race wide open with a pulsating 3-2 win over leaders Arsenal at the Emirates Stadium on Sunday, handing the Gunners their first home league defeat of the season in a night of high drama. Dami Welch, I know you're a United fan. You're Manchester United, 3 shots on target, 3 goals against Arsenal Football Club. Of course, Zubimendi made it easy for Manchester United. But what more can we say? Football will always be football. Carrick ball. Are you enjoying Michael Carrick ball? Dami Welch.
Yes. You see, Ruben Amorim, for me, he should have gotten the sack since the beginning of the season. When United lost to Grimsby, I think there should have been no going back from that. He should have gotten the sack. Don't get me wrong. I really respect Ruben Amorim. I love his doggedness, his belief, and everything. But he got it wrong at some point. I made a video and I spoke about Pep Guardiola. Pep Guardiola, before the game against Manchester United, he was asked about his formula for always being at the top, always competing and winning titles and trophies over the years. They were asking him what the formula was. Is it a tactic or whatever? And he said, "There's no formula anywhere. The formula is just to win." And if you look at Pep Guardiola over the years, I know many people want to attribute him to tiki taka, but Pep Guardiola has actually he evolved. Go and look at coaches. They've evolved. Even Ancelotti, even when Ferguson was there, you evolved. Remember when Arsene Wenger was the coach of Arsenal, he failed to evolve and they were stuck in one place. And that is what is still wrong with Arsenal till today. From Arsene Wenger days, because he stopped evolving and he just stuck in his ways. And that was the problem of Amorim. Amorim, yes, he began to get it right at the end. I mean, towards December when, I think United went on a run of form, before the likes of Mbeumo and Co went to have fun. He was changing formation and stuff like that, which we began to see results, but he left it too late. You can't tell me that the Kobe Menu I'm seeing right now and that I've known over the years cannot play alongside Bruno Fernandes. The problem is not Kobe Menu. The problem is your formation, is the tactics. The tactics or the tactics that Amorim wants to use, or let me say the formation, because there are two different things anyways. The formation that he loved to use, 3-4-3, couldn't afford or accommodate Kobe Menu in that midfield, because you need someone that can mark and you need someone that can play the ball. And when it comes to playing the ball and doing everything, Kobe Menu cannot bench Bruno Fernandes. But when you play a 4-2-3-1 like Carrick is playing now, or a 4-2-4, whichever way you want to put it, Kobe Menu will play alongside Casemiro, and Bruno Fernandes will play in his favorite role in the number 10. It is simple mathematics, and this is what we are seeing right now why Carrick is succeeding. Carrick is succeeding because, number one, Arne Slot won the league last season, not because he was a very fantastic manager. I'm not saying he's not a good manager, but he couldn't have just won the league all of a sudden like that. But he's stuck with what's his name? Jurgen Klopp did. He didn't change that game pressing. He didn't change the tactics of that team. Mo Salah playing as a false nine, using Diaz on the wing, wing play and stuff like that. He didn't change it. This season when he started changing it, what happened? They are failing. They lost at the weekend to Bournemouth. So that is what Carrick is doing. Carrick didn't really change much of Amorim's tactics. If you look at United nowadays, United are not playing this holding the ball, passing aimlessly or whatever. No, it's all about transition. What Ten Hag was trying to do then, 1-2 pass, and it is attack. Nobody cares about how many passes you make. Nobody cares about how many dribbles or whatever that you do. It is all about, look at Sene Lammens, the goalkeeper of United. I could count how many times that he actually passed from the back. He was launching the ball forward, but he was launching it to the players that was available. He was so that's just it. So you can talk about Carrick. Carrick is a good manager, of course, but he hasn't really changed much from Amorim. He just twitched a little, changed the formation to 4 at the back, and accommodate Kobe Menu alongside Casemiro. I was shouting it all through the season when Amorim was there. Play Kobe Menu alongside Casemiro. Kobe Menu. Now, do you know that Kobe Menu had the most distance in both United, in both City and Arsenal games? He covered the most distance. That shows you what? That shows you work rate. Passing, marking, interceptions, controlling the game. 1-2 passes. He was there all through. And then you have Ahmad and Mbeumo, who are very fast players. Who they will mark you. They will always press you 90 minutes. And Dogu, who is, oh my God, Dogu is just a revelation. I mean, I used to abuse Dogu. I call him all brains and no work. And it is clear. I mean, but now you can see that it's improving when it comes to the brain part. Power, he has it. Pace, he has it. Speed, he has it. But the brain, he wasn't having it. But now he has it. It's beginning to show that he has the brains. So I just want to congratulate United. I mean, at least for these 2 wins. I'm not saying they are winning the league or they are making the top 4 right now, but they have the opportunity to. But very, very fantastic win for them yesterday. Right. I mean, Arteta couldn't. He didn't expect that. The 2 goals that was scored by United, by Dogu and Cunha, those 2 goals, it would have beaten anybody. It would have beaten anybody, any goalkeeper. You wouldn't have expected it. Was it the Cunha zone? That goal that was scored by Cunha was very technical. If you look at it very well, there was Gabriel at his front. And what did he do? He just took about 2 touches to the right and played that shot behind Gabriel. So even Raya wasn't expecting it, because if Raya is a very good goalkeeper, if Raya had seen that shot from afar, he would have actually caught it. But he didn't know that he was even going to take that shot. And there was Gabriel there who was blocking his line, of vision. That was what made that goal going. And Dogu, I think Dogu scored probably the goal of the tournament of the EPL this season. Right. Very, very wonderful one from Manchester United. And I mean, the sky is the limit. Let's see how it goes.
All right, and of course, Manchester City also did another clean sheet, all thanks to Gay. And of course, Liverpool will continue to lose to Bournemouth. And of course, in La Liga, Real Madrid, what a fantastic panenka from Kylian Mbappe, even in front of Brahim Diaz. Mbappe, once again, always scoring for Real Madrid. Barcelona defeated Liverpool, and in Syria, Juventus showed class against Napoli. 3 goals to nothing, all thanks to Yildiz and, of course, Jonathan David.